Hello guys and welcome to my new Future Bounce Brooks tutorial. Today I want to show you the new track from David Guetta and Brooks called Better When You're Gone. And yeah, let's start. Yes, so first we start with the pre-drop, and here we got the main melody from the drop and we start with the leads here. So we first have a silent preset and then we have some Spire presets, but I will show you all, of course. And we have that wobble shot here on that accent here. And yeah, then we move on to the gritty bass. First we have a 3x oscillator here for the clean sub bass. Then we have some Serum presets. I will show you all. Yes, so they are pretty heavy and you see there's some growls and of course normal gritty bass. And after that we got the drop step here. These are 3 Nexus presets: Monster Hit 1, Monster Hit 2 and Breath Step 3. And the Breath Step has some longer notes because it's shorter actually. And then you have that nice reverb after the preset plays. So you can make them a little bit longer here. After that we have a piano. This is in the Avenger factory library, piano and keys, bright pop piano. And then we got here some claps over here, so this one and this one. And we also got another chords here. This is also Avenger. Big saw chords 1, 2, and 3 are all these kinds, and they're all playing the same, so they have the melody here and the chords from the track. And yeah, together it sounds like... Yeah, in the build-up, actually nothing changed. I only changed the lead sounds to that penetrant one note here completely, and then we have the build-up snare here. And this one, yeah, and then I copied the vocals, and of course then we have something like this here. So next we got new, in the drop we got kick, these things, these. And so on. So now they are the same here. I shorted a bit these notes here because this is a different pattern, but otherwise it's the same. And yeah, here I took some mini up filter and some of these chops here, also some of these basses here to fill the rooms, because in Brooks tracks is always important if you got these little rooms here where nothing plays, there he makes these chops here or these bass cutouts or something like that. So you see here, here's nothing, here's only one thing, here's nothing, so you can see that every time, and here always is nothing. Yeah, then in the second part of the drop we got added some high loops here. Yeah, nothing special here. Then we got some of these things here, some fills, pretty standard. And then in the outro, I just filtered out the high frequencies here. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it for the build of this track. Now I will show you something about the mastering. And first we will look on the lead here and on the effects. Yeah, so we got this here. I will show you these things now without any effect. Yeah, and then with all effect on. So you see Sound Goodizer, Fruity, Blood Overdrive and OTT makes a pretty heavy job here, because they are pushing out the high frequencies and the middle frequencies to give that lead really a nice sound. And yeah, for the gritty bass, there is actually nothing, only the compressor. And this is something cool I can show you. I showed you this also in my last tutorial, but this is just a little trick. So you have the kick here, yeah? And the kick is in pattern 6. So I added many peak controllers here, yeah? And then we go, for example, to the lead, and we open the Fruity compressor, and then you can see they are linked together. So you do this, you go here, link all parameter, and then you go here and choose peak control, peak plus LFO. So, and this is always for one peak controller, one peak controller, one peak controller, and you choose this who you like. So for me, it was the first one, I think. and then you go here to invert, and then you go to accept, and then you can see this effect. So normally you do kickstart on your leads or bass or whatever, but on kickstart you have this little thing here. Yeah? Of course I can choose this one or this one, there's nothing here, but I want that small one. Yeah? And if you want it 100% clean, you can just do that what I showed you. You go to the compressor and link that to the peak controller, and then you have every time when the kick plays a really, really clean cutout here. So some tricks for you. Then next one, yeah, actually nothing special. Also the pianos here. This thing just has a kickstart, so you don't need to do that every time, but I think on the gritty bass, on the lead, and maybe on some of these things here. Or here actually also didn't do that, but on these things you can manage to add these compressors, and yeah, then you see it's pretty clean. And of course on the master channel I got isotope ozone 6 with heavy and then expand high end, and this gives a pretty nice overall sound of the track. So what you need to know if you produce something like Brooks do is that when the rooms are not filled, yeah, your track will not sound like him, because if you hear that here, you hear every time something, yeah, you hear you have a gritty bass, for example, then you have your main bass, you have no actually pretty rooms, so you have everything filled out with these little kinds of things here, and this is what the Brooks style makes so special. So in big room or in normal Melbourne bounce you don't have that, yeah, you are minimalistic, and this thing here is a pretty mess. If you look on the masterclass of Brooks, for example, there he showed what he did, and here's maybe double the times what I have here with that little things here, and it's 100%, and this is what makes the Brooks style so special. So, and last we look again maybe on the lead, because he has a really alive lead. So you hear that the lead is not just a saw, so it is just a saw, but with so many effects and so many options he activated, and then you have something like this here. Every time when the lead plays, it doesn't sound same, so it always varies a bit from the sound. Yeah, so it's maybe not sounding perfect in my track now, but this is actually something what only Brooks can do, and I think no one can copy that lead one by one. So it's impossible, I think, because he maybe knows some spire tricks which I or we all don't know, and he will not say that either on his masterclass or somewhere else. Yeah. So, but I think this is pretty close to him. And what is also pretty important, what I noticed, I can tell you now, is these parts. So here you are not on point with the normal pattern. This part here is just a little bit out of the pulse. So you really need to make the gritty bass a bit for the lead, and then you make the piano and the drop step when the lead comes. So this a little bit before and this after the gritty bass played. And then you got this nice accent. What I also did is for the lead here in the drop, we got this wobble, and the wobble always plays when this accent comes, and same with that vocal chop here. And this gives this accent a nice sound. So here you have it again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have some questions, write it down in the comments. I will reply to them. And yeah, then there you can tell me also what you want to see next. And have a nice day.